Here we are, day 3, bowl fishing masters at Tunnel Barn Farm. Just go through my usual routine of just checking the audio is on. The live stream is live. Oh. Please bear with me and talk about what's going on today. Here we go. Should be it. Just checking. No, there we go. Audio is on. Right, all good. welcome to day 3 of the Diawa Pole Fishing Masters. Just change the camera over and give you a little bit of a tour of the peg. Right on. Let's go with this one. So, this is my peg today. Peg 21 on club pool. 100 odd pound came off it on the first day of the competition and didn't weigh yesterday. I don't know why. I'm not too sure. It looks lovely. Just tilt the camera a little bit. It's 14.5 metres across, just short of that. There's a flattened reed bed on the far side. Looks lovely. For the last 2 days, the fish wanted cover, and I couldn't get anything better than what I'm looking at in front of me. So I'm going to fish over there for the majority of the match. That's the plan. But I'm not going to start there. I've got a couple of lines, other lines that I'm going to think about. I'm going to fish a short line to my left, top kit +1, not very far out, just about there. Fish that with maggot. And then to my left, I've got this clump of reeds here, and I've plumbed up a line just past it and this side of it. So I'm going to fish 2 lines on that edge. I'll see what happens. I don't know if the fish are going to come from out this way into this edge here, or whether they're going to come from further down the lake in. So I'll have a little experiment. I'm not going to put a lot of bait in there. And then on this side, I've got some reeds here, which I intend to fish shallow against those. But if I have to, I'll put ground bait and fish with worm down there, worm and maggot. But primarily, it's going to be all about what's going on over here today on this long line. I'm not going to start directly on it. I remember I drew actually the other side of this lake 9 years ago in the first Diawa Pole Fishing Masters. I think it was the first one, and if memory serves me correctly, on this bank, I think it was the 3rd day, I drew where that blue car is, somewhere over here, the other side of the lake. And on this side of the lake, there was Andy Power, and next to him was Andy Bennett, excuse me. And I remember calling somebody and asking what did they think I should do. And the advice they gave me was I should just watch those 2 anglers fish for 5 hours and get a free coaching session. Which I did laugh at. It turned out I had 100 and something odd pound, and I think I won my section. But I just watched what those anglers did, and both of those anglers, when presented with this reed back then, was they didn't go on it straight away. They fed it for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then they went on it. Whether that's to build the fish's confidence up, or whether they were looking to see what each other was doing, I don't know, but that's the option I'm going to go for today. So I'm going to start feeding it straight away on that far bank, but I'm going to start short. That's the plan of attack. We've got 6 minutes till the all in. Rigs for the day are, well, usual spread really. I've got 4 shallow rigs set up. 3 are pretty much the same depth. They're spares for when I expect that I will tangle up against those reeds at some point. If you can see them there on the camera very easily. Yeah. So I've got 4 shallow rigs. And then what else have I got down here? I've got a mugging rig, although I don't really see any mugfish. I've got the short rig, edge rig. I've got an over the 40 metre to the reeds on the bottom rig if I have to. I've got a carp rig that I can adjust as I need. I've got the short line, and I've got the pot. Hopefully, I'll spend the majority, if not the entire day, on one single rig. That would be fantastic. But we'll see how the day pans out. I'm really looking forward to it today. It's scorching hot. It's going to be very warm again. I've got some bait with me. I've got some bait still in the cool box in the car. I think I'm going to have to, you know, as the match progresses, I'm going to go and get some fresh bait. But I'm feeling pretty confident today. Not necessarily confident that I'm going to win the section. The wind's blowing down the lake. You know, I think the guy to my left has got some options, but he hasn't got a flattened out reed bed like I have. So we'll see. Watching the commentary from Catch More Media, who are providing the media coverage on Facebook throughout the day. I watched the videos last night of the commentary as Tom was walking around, and clearly overshotted rigs to the reeds are the way to go. I got a real good lesson yesterday from Les Marshall. He was on the same lake as me on High Pool. He wasn't in my section, Les, but I could see what he was doing, the way that it was pegged. Phenomenal angler. I learned a little bit of a masterclass lesson in fishing to reeds. His confidence at flicking a rig right next to the reeds was something to witness, really. So that was fantastic. And that's what, you know, match fishing's about. I like that concept, or that principle that you come match fishing and you get better by watching the anglers around you. So it's all looking pretty good. There's a coot and a moorhen and a couple of ducks just moving around on that far bank. Everything's looking nice. I can't wait to get going, really. Hope everyone's having a good day. Sorry, you've got to watch, you can't be on the bank. But hopefully I'm going to catch some fish today. And it's going to be a pretty good show. Stream should be good. Audio should be good. Hopefully it all lasts much better today. I think I've solved that technical problem I had on day one. And just reviewing my footage yesterday, I got some great camera shots, so I will make an edit of the event. I think I'll combine all of the footage and do one reasonably long video, actually. I'll do that over the weekend if I get the chance, if not the following week. Because this weekend, I've already planned it and I'm off out to the River Thames on Sunday. That's the plan. I'm off looking to catch potentially some pike, some small jacks. I'm going to take the kids. I'm going to catch some pike and probably catch some perch on drop shots in the stretch just near to where I live. I've caught, just looking at the fish over there, sorry, it's caught my attention on the reeds, just on this edge of the reeds. There's a carp about £6, just, you know, sucking the reeds. So I'm off to the Thames this weekend. I'll get a few hours out, hopefully stream it. I'll get some intermittent streaming problems with my connection where I live, but I'll give it a go, see if it works. I've got an idea on how to make it slightly better. If not, I'll potentially just resort to recording the trip and then I'll make an edit. So, some Thames action this weekend. I hope everyone's having a good day. If you watched the video yesterday, thanks very much. It's got 1,000 views already on it, that video, which is fantastic. And a bunch of new subscribers to the channel, which is brilliant too, so thanks for that. Just getting ready. We're going to be in a minute, and I'm not really set up. I should probably have this rig in my hand. I'm going to start short piece of worm. Pretty relaxed today. It's the last day of the event. I don't have a 2-section wins and a potential first place in the competition to think about. Today is all about doing better than I did for the last 2 days, and taking what, you know, I've seen and I've learned from the other anglers to do something a bit better. So we are eagerly awaiting that. Oh, there we are, all in day 3 of the Pole Fishing Masters, Tunnel Barn Farm. Start short. Put some bait in on this line. I'm getting early fish on worm. There's a few fish milling around my edge earlier, but I'll just give that a minute, see if there's a quick fish to be had. All the floats are moving, so there's fish there. We'll give it a minute or two and then we'll start feeding that. Reed bank with casters. Coming to these events, you've always got to think about your bait. What can you transport? What can you keep for 3 or 4 days? I fished the practice match before the main event. There's right there. Straight into a fish. A small little left one. There we go. That's how good the action can be at this small little left one to start. So now I'm going to feed that far bank and go straight down on that short line again. If I can catch short without disturbing that long line, I think for 15 or 20 minutes it'll give the fish over there some confidence. I'm not too sure how much confidence they actually need. A bit further, I think, if needed. That's better. Hopefully. We can get something going here today. Thanks for tuning in. If you just joined, just started, 11 o'clock was the all-in, fishing 11 till 4 today. On day 3 of the Pole Fishing Masters, he's got a fish on to my left. He's mugged a fish off the corner of the island. The way that he's sticking his pole in makes me wonder if it's valid. No, he's got it in. Mugged fish. And I'm about £4 behind. By the look of that. No panic. Just feed that line. Concentrate on trying to catch a few fish short at the start of the match. Even if I catch small fish here for the first 15 minutes, I'm not worried about it. Now we've got a pound. Another 99 to go. I would like to catch £100 out of this peg today if I can. I'll try and move that camera. I'll keep going. Keep feeding that line over there. Certainly a lot of small fish down in front of me. Wonder what weight you could have if you caught these for 5 hours. So I'm fishing worm on the hook, feeding maggot down this short line. The left hand edge I'm going to feed meat. There was a few people yesterday had fed meat and had caught on it late in the day. So I've got plenty of meat with me, so I'm going to use that. It's got another fish on the left, another good fish by the look of it. I'll keep going. So 6 minutes in. The smaller the fish is had this time, on my left. Got 1.5 pounds of small F1s, and a couple of skimmers. That's £2 now. Still going to use that same piece of worm. Move that camera down a little bit. There we go. You got any questions about the day, tactics, that type of stuff? Then, as before, pop them in the chat. I can't say I'm going to be able to answer them today, but I will do first opportunity when I'm not fishing. I'll do some additional shots of the rigs and stuff that I've used throughout the day. I'll put that in the main video that I make. So, a pleasing first start. A pleasing start. Just catching some small fish. While I'm waiting, or letting those fish get more comfortable on that far bank. As I said, I don't want to leave it too long. I think maybe a couple more fish now. Off of this line, they're not big. If they were pound F1s, I might think differently. But I'm going to keep feeding it. This short line. I've certainly got plenty of maggot, so keep feeding this short line. A bit longer. The only thing that I might come into a bit of trouble with today is the wind. But on the basis that I'm fishing shallow, I'm not worried about the pole moving around and the rig moving, as I was yesterday when I was fishing on a worm to the island, so it should all be good. Yeah, we'll try and get one more here. And then we'll get straight over to that far bank. Okay, this will be the last one. Oh, okay. So that's a bigger brain now. Okay. That's a pound. Okay, now I'm going to stay down here until I get a smaller fish. I wasn't really expecting that. Better stamp of fish moved in. Then we'll see. Next small F1, I'm gone out of this line. Start with a burst of action today. It's quite awkward on the pole, I can't ship the whole pole back. Now at 14.5 metres behind me, I've got to split the pole down twice. Okay, that's a very excitable F1. It's not small, not a pound. It's going to stay down there. What's that now? I've lost track. £4? If I can catch pound fish on Top Kit +1 or £2 fish on 14 metres, I'm going to take the short line all day long at the start of the match like this. I think maybe that was my small fish, but I didn't get it in, so it doesn't count. Oh, that one. So £4 so far. Just coming up to the 15-minute mark. And I will get off it if I've not caught another good fish in a second. Okay, that's it. So, £4 short. The first 15 minutes of the match. Now let's get out on that shallow line. See what's there. Oh, wrong kit. A choice of 3 kits then, I managed to pick up the wrong one. So I'm fishing a banded caster. On short line, 4-inch, 5 inches actually, the new minimum is 4 inches from top kit to float. Just leave that there for a second. I feed again. So, camera, a little bit more. Hopefully that's all right. Just want to be just there. Thanks, wind. A few stray casters aren't going to harm today. Just going to start feeding slightly less casters, a bit more often. There we go. What we're after. OF1. As you can see. So that's a 3 or 4 pound carp. I think it might have just snapped my hook length. Yeah, it's dead. It's just pinged out of the net. Okay. So you can fix that. Came in very easy for a carp of that size. Very grateful. So that's 8 pound in that left hand net already. Just feed again out there. If anything, I'm going to feed too long, you know, so any extra bait ends up sitting on the reeds, and as the duck and the moorhen move around, they'll be knocking that caster in. We get back out to that same spot. Spooked a fish as I've shipped it out. Spooked another fish. And we'll resume catapulting bait. That wind is just being a bit unkind. So I'm putting that bait in. I think it needs to be a bit closer to the reeds. It's better. Let's bring that rig a bit closer to him. Not sure if I foul at that fish or not. Oh, bait was alright. That single caster was just a little bit difficult to see in the sun. Keep feeding that short line. Ideally I won't be back on it. I think at some point I might end up resting this line if nothing else, but we'll see. See the moorhen is just moving around on the reeds, picking up a few of the casters, and as it does that, it knocks other casters in. But a lot of success tapping against reeds in this venue. Another fish on there now. I don't think it's a huge fish, but it's certainly very happy thumping around in this mud. A little stocky carp, £3. So we'll call that 10. Now we'll switch nets to the left-hand net. I count these nets out to £40 each on the day, and then with my inaccurate guesstimates, I'll still be nicely under the 60-65 limit at the venue. Okay, everything good? Stream all right? Let me know. The next fish going to be an F1 or is it going to be a carp? Place your bets. Place your bets. So same again. I'm going to I've fed before I shipped out. Normally I'd hook an F1 if I was fishing shallow and then I'd feed, but here I want to pull back straight away because of the reeds. Just put that bait in, start lifting and dropping. That float certainly looks more than 5 inches away on top of that pole. I've just had a couple of indications, I'm not going to ship it back. Just remember to check that afterwards. I'm just going to bring that rig back and have a quick look. I'm quite a time there without a bite. I don't know, you know. Maybe that, yeah, slip down a little bit. So if you just joined me, we are half an hour into the day 3 of the pole fishing masters at Tunnel Barn Farm. You catch me on peg 21 on club pool. I'm just fishing over to the reeds on the far bank, looking to catch some fish that are hiding under cover. Hopefully, if everything's good, the stream will be the whole match today. I'll stream all 5 hours of it, as I have done for the last 2 days. And then at the end, I'll make a little montage video of the event. First 2 days haven't gone too well. I fished last in my section on the first day, got myself 6 points. Effectively wrote off the competition at that point. And then yesterday, after thinking I'd improved my decision making over the day before, I'd gone and made some more mistakes about where I thought the fish might be. And that saw me end the day with another 5 points. But today is another day. I'm fishing over to the far bank, as is the guide to my left, as is the guide to my right, as is the guide to the right of him, and the guide to the right of him. So we will see what happens today, and whether there are loads of fish on this far bank or whether they're somewhere else. Tom from Catch More Media is doing live coverage throughout the day. He's wandering around as he has been for the last 2 days. So if you want to see some other footage from the event, you can catch all of that on Tom's Catch More Media Facebook page. And today I've got my eyes on, match win and hopefully over 200 odd pounds, and walk away with a new Arity pole. I'm getting some indications over on that far side. It's not as good as I want it to be. I might have to just start going to the full extent of this 14.5 metres. Pushing a bit tighter against those reeds. The problem I've got when I do that, makes lifting and dropping a bit more precarious. If that's where the fish want to be, that's where they want to be. The other thing I've also got to consider, there's quite a lot of people the last 2 days using overshotted rigs, longer rigs, and then giving themselves an extra 5 inches and just following it down. And close to the reeds, produce no bites. I've just pulled it back out slightly again. If I can catch just away from the reeds, it increases my chance of success getting the fish in without any problems, you know, by a lot. Yeah, I had a fish straight away, and then I've had another fish, and now nothing. I was wondering if this was going to happen. It might be a case that I just try a couple of different places over here. I can fish to my right a little bit, and I can fish to my left. I didn't really want to, if I do that I don't want to feed, I don't want to split any fish up. And maybe they're not far enough away, those extra lines. So if I ever go, I'll just tap. Just keeping that bait moving through the water. Okay, that's a carp. Now the question is, can I get this thing out of this peg quick enough? Like a bit of action, you know? It's currently a lot of hydroelastic. Out. Try and start motivating this carp to come back in. Oh, I feared that was going to happen. My bad. I've seen it, put a bit too much pressure on it, and I've managed to break off. That's going to cost me. I never catch a lot of fish without losing a few, and I'll put that down as the fish that I've lost. It was about £4. And not the end of the world, but I think we don't have £4 to spare currently. So back out pretty quick, new hook length on, straight back out there. Repeat the process. And straight in again. Sometimes you get a bit torn by, you know, wanting to get the fish in. Get back out. Another carp again. This is where I need my friend Will Raisin's scooping ability. There you go, Will, that one was for you. Okay, makes up for it. It's not the greatest of fish, you know, was it £3, something like that. But certainly having a better day than I have for the last 2 days. I keep with the same routine, feeding, and then when I go out, tapping. So, 3/4 an hour gone. I've got £13 in the net. This is better. Right, I think maybe, yeah, those 2 fish will be £5 between the pair of them, I think. So all is looking good. Feeding these lines though, saw a bigger fish. And break the water close. So I don't want to forget about this short line. At some point I will think about